Look alive. Episode 82. We are the Milly Goats. J-Vi wishes we were the Billy Goats so the Bills could get a big time win. It's November 26th, the weekend after Thanksgiving. Everybody's taking off, not us. We got Sunday Night Football going. It is National Cake Day. Get your minds out of the gutter, folks.
Oh.
Even though I've been playing that joke on my wife all day long. I made a deal with her, by the way.
Hey, PG, hey, it's a kid's show.
To tell you what, I tried a ham sandwich with mustard on it, and then that earned me some. Let's just
Cake?
leave it at that. Yes, cake. Oh man, hey, how about this? On the road again. I'm literally right down the street right down the yard from Tex. Literally.
We're going to do it today, but I spent all night last night throwing my brains up, so.
Aren't technically y'all's cakes touching?
Yep.
It could be. We should have done cake to cake. Cake.
We're going to do it together.
Anyways, yeah, we thought about like squeezing shoulder to shoulder.
Didn't you try that at the beach though?
No, his setup didn't have the right mic hookup for my microphone.
His mic didn't have the right setup for my hookup.
Yeah.
So that was his fault.
Huh.
But anyways, it's after Thanksgiving. Big 4 days of football here, fellas. Big 4 days. We had all kinds of football going on. We had everybody eating Thanksgiving dinner, everybody eating food all weekend long, sitting there watching football. Not very good football today. The games today were disgusting, but the college football stuff, that was electric, depending on who you were rooting for. So, any thoughts on that? We got Baltimore and the Chargers going on. Baltimore up 10-3, getting ready to go into halftime. So we got some lineups on the line. But hey, any initial thoughts? I got something else whenever you guys tune it in.
Hey, I think Saturday, rivalry week, that's why you should still play your rivals. That's why Texas should still play Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah. I think that would have been it was nice to watch that kind of beat down.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But it would be way better if they were playing Texas A&M.
You mean Tech?
All those games were good yesterday.
You mean Texas Tech?
No.
Texas A&M.
That was their big time rivalry, and then when A&M went to the SEC, they just stopped playing all together.
They play Texas Tech this week.
Florida State, Florida still play. Clemson, South Carolina still play. You could have still played even though they're in the SEC. Georgia Tech. I don't know. I don't know why they stopped that game. They'll be able to get it back next year.
Georgia played Georgia Tech.
I know. I'm saying they still could have played Texas A&M. They just chose not to. But
this is all
that's
about
why
Texas.
You play your rivalry the last game of the season. Georgia Tech played Georgia close.
Yeah, for most of the game.
Yeah,
Auburn played Alabama close.
They should have won. Holy cow!
We got to do a whole segment on that, dude. We got that down later in this show.
And Auburn always does that at Auburn. They usually get blown out at Alabama, but at Auburn, it doesn't matter if Auburn's 3-6.
No, or they just lost by 30 to New Mexico State. So, common opponent, Alabama and Auburn have Auburn and New Mexico State have Alabama as a common. Well, no, New Mexico State and Alabama have Auburn as a common opponent. So, who's better? It was all about common opponents whenever the Niners played the Giants in the NFL. And also, stats mean a lot in the NFL or in the college football because they're going to give the Heisman to Jaden Daniels. But in the NFL, it's really all about how much leadership do you have. That's how you win the MVP.
Well, NFL and college are different, right? You know that, right?
Okay. All right, here we go. So we'll judge quarterbacks on one scale at one level and then judge them on a completely different scale on the next. Got it.
As you should. They're two different leagues.
Why?
They're two different leagues.
It's the same game.
So you judge a quarterback in high school the same you judge a quarterback in college? No, quarterback in high school could just run
How they get recruited.
They could just run around and win the game. You can't do that in the college.
That's what they do in college, anyways. That's what they're doing in the pros now. Jalen Hurts, ring a bell.
Hey, he had some nice touch passes today.
Yeah, for all 170 yards or whatever it was. Anyways, whatever. Anyways, we played DraftKings. Did anybody win the Milly this week?
No, but I won some other stuff.
I didn't,
Dude,
but
you
I
did
did
win
win
some.
some money today.
Did you?
I told you what I was going to start doing was playing the Bills showdowns. And I did. And I won.
Did it work?
Yes. I played Devontae Smith and Hurts versus Gabe Davis. I think I had Josh Allen in there. The only one I missed on really was Shakir, but like he had a long catch, so he had points. But
yeah, I mean, there was, dude. Let's just be honest. This week there was the 3-game slate on Thursday, the showdown on Friday, and then a showdown tonight. And then I mean, there was so much DraftKings going on; it was unbelievable.
And I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it was out of control. The 3-game slates are my favorite. We'll get to some of those games here in a minute, but I do have to mention this. Did y'all see the picture of what my wife did to the brownies?
Yes.
On Thanksgiving.
Psychopath.
She, for those of you,
I will tell that to her face too.
Picture, if you're listening, honey, we love you. Picture the pan of brownies, and she cut the middle out an inch from one corner and an inch from the other. And so it was just the corner crust left. And she took the middle. I was like, you might as well just cut the middle out, like right in the middle.
To your wife's defense, my wife did that one time with a pizza. It was like a rectangle flatbread pizza. And she cut she did the pizza slicer down this way and then this down this way. So she just took the middle out. So then it was just the two ends. I was like, it's not how you cut the flatbread.
Where do these people get off, man? You think you could just go in there and cut it however you want? There's an order to cutting of brownies and pizzas and pies and cakes. National Cake Day. Shout out us. Come on the show. Anyways, we also had Michigan and Ohio State. That was awesome. Shout out to the Wolverines who we had at the top of our power rankings.
Yeah.
Hey, till everybody started complaining. I told you we were right. We had it. Anyways. Okay. Hall of Fame bets. Promo code MillyGoats. If you're listening, if you follow us on Twitter and Instagram, we quote tweet and put out information about Hall of Fame bets. It's a custom parlay optimizer. All kinds of information and filters that you can use to gain an edge on when you're building ridiculous parlays. They put stuff up that's like 10-leg parlays that's over plus 1,000, and it has 100% hit rate, and they're able to find all the data of why it's 100% hit rate. So, promo code MillyGoats, check it out. Anything else before we get going for realsies?
No.
Okay. National Cake Day. The shout out DYLON. He's going to like this. It's a Viking origin. The word cake is derived from Old Norse kaka, quotation marks. At that time, a cake's texture was more like gingerbread due to the availability of refined ingredients. Here's a little tip. We're going to give you guys a tip for cakes that I read. Cold eggs bring down the temperature of other ingredients in the cake. For example, you add cold eggs to a butter and sugar mixture. The butter will firm up into clumps. The eggs and butter and other ingredients won't distribute evenly throughout the cake batter affecting the final texture. The cake may also take longer to bake if cold eggs are used. So
didn't know that.
If you're making cake, don't use cold eggs. Room temperature eggs. That's it.
Microwave them.
Not well, maybe for like 10 seconds. Is that how you cook your scrambled eggs?
No.
You just microwave them?
No.
He doesn't. He just drinks them straight.
I used stored up bacon grease.
No, he uses deer eggs. He goes out and gets duck eggs. He goes out and gets duck eggs because he hunts in his extra tufts and his waders.
That's right.
I saw him today. He had him hanging up in his garage. He's like, look at those things. I go duck hunting.
I'm disappointed he doesn't have the X. No X in the front yard.
Ah,
Yeah,
got
I
it.
told you it's a week before. It's a week before Christmas because it's like it's a whole ridiculous contraption. But whatever.
This guy, yes, and my godson today. By the way, folks, I didn't even mention this. I don't know if we're going to do it at the beginning of the show or at the end. I interviewed our mother, who's a diehard Bills fan, and my godson apparently is an
Been a
Eagles
Bills
fan.
fan for almost 60 years.
Yep, 60. I'm sure she's gonna love that. Before the game, after the first quarter, at halftime, at the third quarter, and then after the game. So that was a lot of fun. I think it's like 8 minutes. I think we should put it at the end. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. At the end.
Either at the end or standalone.
We could do a standalone. Okay,
Their
figure it
video.
out. No, it's not video. It's just I got that mic that I can hook up to my phone now, and I was excited, and that I had that idea, so I wanted to do it. It was pretty fun. So, anyways, okay, on the show, Week 12 recap, DraftKings. We got tail lines, we got Homer Alley, we got Hang the Banner, other relevant sports, college football, Campus 4, college tour, whatever we call it, the Listener League. We had one of those today. Shout out to everybody who participated in that. And then we got the WOAT-A-MAKER, the Inter Squad DraftKings Jamboree. That thing's heating up, boys. It is heating up. All these showdowns could have backfired on ButchP. Stay tuned. And then stop stealing our intellectual property and unblock us, Reddit College Football on Twitter, you cowards. Okay. Hey, folks, don't worry. We're gonna get to J-Bye. We got that here in just a few minutes. He's sitting there just fuming right now because the Bills just lost.
I got 2 Bills drive up right now. I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna ask him.
Okay. Football tail odds. Everybody does headlines, not us. We do tails because tails never fails. And it's at the end of the game day. So first, before we do that, we got to talk about our boys. It's not hanging behind me. Usually it's hanging behind me. But the Block A, the boys up on the mountain, the boys from Boone, on an absolute heater, streaking into the conference championship, the Sun Belt East. Conference championship weekend next weekend. Our boys are playing the Mountaineers of App State. They set another attendance record for Sun Belt and for App State, averaging 35,000 a game. What do we think, boys? What do we think of App State?
I mean, if you looked at the message board or talked to anybody, Clark was getting fired, but he done messed around and saved himself his job by how he's got those boys playing right now. And I think App is very similar to how the Bills are. Like they've lost a total of 4 games, and it's been by 20-something points combined. So they could very easily be a one-loss team. Undefeated for that matter. They've all their games they've lost have been 1 score or less. So they finally learned how to win somehow. Hey, we couldn't be more prouder than the boys, and to beat Georgia Southern the way they beat Georgia Southern was just
my gosh!
Great.
Shout out T-Bass. Come on the show, T-Bass.
Hey, come on the show, T-Bass. He said he would.
He would. He said he would. He said he would. He's got to own up to that. Yeah, dude. I mean, they've won 5 in a row, and they are rolling right now. They're molly-whopping people, except for JMU on the road. But hey, shout out to Armani. Come on the show. Got his jersey retired, and apparently there was an event up there that we could have gone to.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth, and it's like I get mad about it, and then I'm just like, would I have gone anyway? But like it was the least talked about event for the most spectacular player in program history I've ever heard in my entire life. Like nobody knew about it. For our buddies for some of our buddies to have gone, who, shout out them for not telling us about it either. But
specifically 2 of them.
But for them to say like half the tables were empty at this event for the best player in college football history, like that's a bad look on the program to me for not getting the word out. Because if you would have gotten the word out to the people that actually played with the guy, more than like everybody would have shown up.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
I'm at a place, you're at a place where you're at now. Like, we could have just gone up to the event and gone back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mhm.
I didn't necessarily need a ticket to the game. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to have gone to the game too, but I could have gone to the event and gone back home, but I didn't even know about the event.
Hey, come on the show,
Hey.
App State.
Hey,
Defend
it's a damn
yourself.
shame.
Hey. Okay, so we get Tex and I are watching this game, and he kept getting mad at me because I wanted to watch it. I'm like, look, man, hey, I played here. We all went there. I want to watch him get to the conference championship. This is history right here. Defend yourself,
It
Tex.
was like a 4-score game at that point. There's other games to watch.
We had to flip back and forth between that and the Iron Bowl, unfortunately.
Iron Bowl,
Zero.
the Apple Cup.
All you needed to
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
the
yeah.
Iron Bowl was the last drive, which is what I watched.
Exactly.
Saw a great
What a-
game.
Okay, tail lines. Tail lines. I want Tex to go first.
Are the Bills dead? We got people on Two Bills Drive saying McDermott lost this game to the team. We've got a guy here talking about they should have moved the team because they year after year this is just too much and they're crap. I
Move the
mean,
team.
I just think yes. I mean, basically move the team. We got people saying that Bass is the equivalent, the 2023 equivalent of who is that kicker? Norwood.
What?
They're saying he's Norwood. They're talking about who needs to coach the team in 2024. They're giving the game ball to Sean Hockley for missing a bunch of pass interference calls. They're going nuts on Two Bills Drive. So they're
I'm
basically
sure.
saying the Bills are dead. Let's get ready for 2024.
Oh my gosh.
And they're coming after
Oh.
Gabe Davis for not knowing which routes to run. Again.
I don't know whose fault that was. Is that your tail line?
Yep. Are the Bills dead? Sounds like they are. Moving to Austin. I'll root for him.
Do you want a rebuttal or wait until you're
I'm just going to do everything at once. I'm going tail line. Well,
okay?
I don't even really have a tail line. I'm just going to go into Homer Alley.
Let me go first then. My tail line is
Oh, here we go.
don't
Good job,
miss. Oh, look, there's the highlights. Oh no.
I'm watching it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. J-Vi's having
I don't
to
know why
relive
we
the
didn't.
highlights
I don't know why
and
we
text.
didn't put somebody to jump and try to block that kick, knowing that it was going to be a low kick from 60 yards in the rain.
Hold on, let me go. Hey, here's my tail line. Don't fight the moon.
Oh
Don't
no.
do it. The Lions tried to fight the moon again, and now they're 0-13. That was an absolute debacle, and they got run out of the building on Thanksgiving in Detroit. Everybody saw the graphic. If you haven't, just type in the search bar Detroit Lions plus moon, and you'll see what we're talking about. They've lost. It's some sort of moon going back like 60 years they've lost on. So they were doomed from the start. There you go. Waxing gibbous moon. If the Lions play on a waxing gibbous moon on Thanksgiving, they're 0-13 now.
Gibbous.
So don't fight the moon. Butch P, did you have a tail line? Even though I deleted it. My
Leading
bad.
up to the full moon. Dude, I was trying so hard to remember. I even put like parentheses to remind me what my tail line was about.
That's on me. That's on me. Okay. We do have a question. I want you to answer this question real quick, Butch.
Dude, no, it's all right. But I did see. What's the question?
Here you go. Answer the question for Cohen. Here's your tail line. Should I trade Ramondre Stevenson for Devontae Adams? Wait, first of all, is the trade deadline open?
Oh, I don't know.
How are you still trading people?
Wait a minute.
Are you not in the playoffs yet?
Playoffs are like a week or two away, right? That's your tail line, dude. Answer the man.
Must be, or you wouldn't ask.
Answer, dude.
I don't know. I don't know what their remaining schedules are.
Yes.
I would say yes. Yes.
Devontae Adams is going to be playing meaningful games.
I feel
moving forward.
like the Raiders could probably do more with Devontae Adams.
All right. So, yes, trade him. Because Raiders will be playing meaningful games. Guarantee you that, which means they're going to have more to play for.
Trade him.
Butch P, did you have a tail line, or is that it?
The Vikings, the Chargers, Chiefs, Colts, Broncos. Dude, no. Duke's coach is going to be the new coach for Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Lyles.
The Elko.
Mm-hmm.
Elko Alley. Let's go.
Which he was their defensive. Yeah. Elko. He was their
All right,
defensive
J-Vi.
coordinator. So,
Who do you think Duke goes after?
Jimbo.
Yes. Phillip Rivers.
I could see them going after somebody like Clark.
No way. No chance Clark leaves. No
Well,
way.
I didn't say he was going to leave. I could just say they go after him. They can offer him a lot more money than App can.
All right, J-Vi. It's time to get into Homer Alley.
I just saw the kick by the Texans.
Yes, off the cross. I mean,
dead
center, off the cross.
Yeah. Hey, that reminds me of a story when we were playing. Our coach, we would practice kicking longer field goals, and I had a pretty decent leg, and I would, sometimes I would yank them. I mean, I'm an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. I'm trying to hit it as hard as I can, and he would always tell me, I don't care how far it goes. I just want it to go straight. So he throws me out there for a 50-yard field goal one game, and I hit it. It goes right down the middle, humble brag. But I didn't hit it well. I think everybody in the stadium knew I didn't hit it well because it probably was only good from like 52 or 3. It was a little bit of a knuckler, but it went down the middle. So I'm all jacked up. I hit a 50-yard field goal. I come to the sideline. He's like, you didn't hit that ball well. And I'm like, you told me it didn't matter if it went in as long as it went right down the middle. And it sure as hell went right down the middle. Now you're telling me I didn't hit it well. That reminded me of that kick because he hit it right down the middle, just not quite.
Yes. Dude, shout out Coach Moore for his outfit this weekend. Fire Flames.
Yeah. Looking like Joe Namath out there. Shout out Cox for that joke.
Yes. Hopefully he got his jersey signed. Okay, Homer Alley's here. This is where we talk. This is where we talk about our teams. I'm Niners, J-Vi's Bills, Texans, Butch P or Cowboys. We talk about our teams uninterrupted for a minute or so. And then if we want, we can ask questions. So J-Vi's up first after the Bills just played the Eagles. J-Vi.
Look, it's funny that Tex brings up Two Bills Drive and everybody talking about McDermott when I've been saying that for weeks. I haven't necessarily called out McDermott, but I'm saying in general as a team, I've been saying for weeks, you can't build your team around the defense. And people can say, injuries, this and that, whatever. But like the defense plays great most of the game. But when the game's on the line and you need a stop and you have a defensive coach who you fired your defensive coordinator so you could call plays and you have a defensive coach and you can't get a stop. We've lost at least 4 of our 6 losses this year. We've been winning the game and couldn't get a stop on the final drive. Defense had 2 chances today to get a stop to win the game, and they didn't do it. Just need to look in the mirror a little bit.
Where are you at on the season, though? That's what everybody wants to know as a Bills fan.
We got to win out to make the playoffs.
Yes,
to make the playoffs, we have to win out. If we lose one game, we have to have help. And our next 3 games, are Kansas City, Cowboys, Chargers. Then Dolphins, then Patriots, or Dolphins, Patriots. Or Patriots, Dolphins. Like,
we
got to win out.
Several games.
Do you even have a win in that schedule?
How do you feel after this game, though? do you feel like you should have won? Was it gut wrenching? Did it rip your heart out?
I was a little more mad after this loss than I have been about the other losses throughout the season, because like you lose a couple games at the beginning of the year, it's like you can get those games back at the end if you get hot. Like we have to win now, and it's frustrating because we should have won, we would have won, but we're losing by the reason what we've built our team around, and nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to blame the injuries. Everybody wants to say, well, the defense played great all game. But when it matters, the defense doesn't get a stop. And I'm getting sick and tired of everybody in the media. Well, that was the game of the year. The Bills play in the game of the year every season, and they don't win any of them. So I'm getting tired and sick and tired of playing in the game of the year and not winning it.
Are you saying they're 0-3 in game of the years?
Yes,
past
Josh
3
Allen's
years.
0-6 in overtime games.
6. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Does he not have the
Oh,
clutch
man.
gene?
He put us in a position to win. We just don't get a stop. I'm not blaming Josh.
Well,
I mean,
y'all
played a
could
great
have
game
ended the game on the touchdown
twice.
to Gabe Davis.
See,
Could have
I'm not
ended
blaming
that.
either one of those on that play. I think normally that's a corner route he's supposed to run.
No, I'm not
Because of-
either.
But I think Josh just had to get rid of the ball. I think Josh could have probably put a little bit more air underneath it, so Gabe had a little more time to find it. But both of them were just trying to make a play. Like, comes down to just getting a stop, and we didn't do
well,
it.
I think
I was ready to come on here and blast the refs.
I
The refs
I was about
had a
to
terrible
ask you
game.
the next question. Are you
But
mad about?
it didn't
mad
really
about-
matter. We still had chances to win, and we just didn't do it. I mean, we got a good call in overtime on roughing the passer. I wouldn't have called that.
well,
But this
y'all
twice
make
this year. Twice
too
this
many
year
mistakes.
we've gotten weird quarterback throws the ball away to Gabe Davis, and we get intentional grounding. Today, that really should have been a horse collar, but Gabe Davis picked that ball up off of one bounce, and they said that it was intentional grounding. Like, I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know what it is. Like, what is the refs were bad. They were bad for both teams, but they were particularly bad for us. But they were like, I'm not blaming the refs for this game, though. We still should have won and could have won. We just didn't stop them.
Let me read something to you here, Virus, just to make you feel a little bit better. The Bills are the 40th team since the 1970 merger to have 500 yards, 10 third down conversions, and a positive turnover margin in a game. They are the first team to lose in that scenario. Teams are 39-0 entering today, per ESPN Stats and Info.
Does that help?
Does that help? Does that help you?
I think the thing that makes me the most mad out of everything is when you look at the points differential between us and the Steelers.
The Steelers are 7-4, and the
We
Steelers
have plus 100 point differential.
Oh my
The Steelers
God.
are like minus 25.
I think what makes it so mad for I get so
Dude,
mad
you
is
know
one, the
today
Bills
was the first time the Steelers went over 400 yards.
and still only scored one touchdown. I think. You know what makes me mad is that all of us on this show, the other three of us, really needed the Bills, and you let us down. Your team let us down.
That's exactly right.
No,
Your team let us down.
exactly.
We were just as upset as you were because now we have to listen to another week of Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and how the Eagles just find a way to win. Blah blah blah. Jalen Hurts was terrible until he made 2 throws. He was awful. He threw for 10 yards in the first half, and he still didn't even get over 200 yards throwing. So now we have to listen to put up the stat of every time he scores a rushing touchdown. I'm sick of it. I hope the Niners go in there next week and beat him by 40.
I don't even know who this Jalen Hurts guy you're talking about.
Jalen Hulu has live sports.
Jalen Hulu live sports. Yeah.
J-Lou. All right. Bills?
J-Lou.
I've been watching them all year, dude. Same thing.
Unbelievable.
Y'all just got a taste of what I watch every week.
Are they going to make the playoffs? They still can. I mean, the Colts are the 7 seed.
They still can. We got to win the division, though.
Mm.
which means we got to win out. Like we have to win out.
Can they do it? Do you believe?
I think they can.
Okay. He's back on the wagon, folks. He's starting to believe again.
They're my
He's
team.
starting to believe.
I think they can.
All right. You want the
Do I
Cowboys
believe
fans?
that we will win? I believe that we will
We
win.
will win. I believe that we. No, you don't want that song. That's the U.S. men's soccer team, dude. You don't want any part of that rally. All right. Should I go or should the Cowboys fans?
Go for it.
All right. Just like we said, we really needed the Bills to win. Just like I've been saying all year. Y'all been ripping on Purdy. The defense stinks, blah, 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 blah. Well, Thursday night, you got a taste of what the Niners are on the road. Brock Purdy had his signature moment, dropped an absolute dime dagger throw, statement throw for his young career, where he put the game away to Brandon Ayuk late in the fourth. He also had a Mahomes throw where if Mahomes did that, where he was falling down and flipped it to Kittle, internet would have broke. We beat a Bird team on Bird Day. We're now 8-3. We are the 2 seed in the NFC, and the defense allowed 0 offensive touchdowns by the Seahawks. 0. The only touchdown they scored was on a pick 6 because the ball got tipped. And I think next week we go into Philly and somebody finally puts these jabronis from Philly out of their misery. And Jalen Hurts. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick. I hope they beat him by 7. It's going to be a heated game, dude. That is going to be a physical game. So I'm feeling good. I'm back on the wagon. We can win the Super Bowl. I believe now. I'm the complete opposite of J-Vi right now. I think the Niners are right where they need to be. CMC is an absolute freak show. Debo's getting more healthy. I mean, watching CMC play is, I don't know why the Panthers traded him, because that dude does everything. I think it was nice to sit there with my in-laws and watch the Niners just blow the Seahawks out. Shout out to Gino for wearing an old school sweatband on his chin strap. That's old school. I had respect for that. You have to respect chin strap sweatband at any time. So they wore those stupid green uniforms and we stomped their teeth in. It was phenomenal. Love beating the Seahawks. I'm done. Cowboys fans. They beat another terrible team. Go ahead.
Let Butch go first.
Dude, yes. We did beat a terrible team and blew them out, as we should have. Just like y'all beat a terrible team and blew them out. Seahawks are not good.
Nope.
Seahawks are in the playoff picture right now.
They're about not to be because they're about to play the Cowboys.
Right now. We play Thursday. I love our remaining schedule. I love the strength of it coming forward. We play the Seahawks on Thursday. Then we play the Eagles on Sunday night football the following week. We got 10 days to prepare for that. It's in Dallas. Then we play the Bills. We play the Dolphins. We play the Lions. And then we finish up back with the Commandos.
You love that schedule?
All those
brutal.
I love the reason I love that schedule is because that's exactly the caliber of teams you want to be playing going into the playoffs.
Not if you're 0-4 against them.
Well, you just got playoff mentality from here on out, and just keeps you on the edge.
You don't want that. They stink in the playoffs. They stink in the playoffs. They have one win in like 20 years in the playoffs.
Stop living in the past, man. This is a new year. This year does not matter what you did the previous 20. What about the 5 Super Bowl wins we have?
Let me ask you this: Are you rooting for the Niners?
Talking about that?
Are you rooting for the Niners this weekend?
It's a win-win for Cowboys fans this weekend when the Niners play the Eagles, because if the Eagles win, the Niners have 4 losses. But with the situation, we do need the Niners to win more than the Eagles. Just
you
because.
Heard it here first. Niners fans this week.
That's 2 losses, and we beat the Eagles the following week. there's 3 losses. I don't really know how they're going to decide that tiebreaker, but you got more games to play. The Eagles schedule is fairly easy there towards the end. I think they play the Giants and then somebody else that's terrible, and then the Giants again. So it's just like
It'd be
their
conference
final 3
losses,
games.
and
So
y'all would lost to Arizona, and they lost to the Dolphins, our Jets.
And maybe the Niners if the Niners lose. Beat them. Is Dak the MVP? Are you going to sit up here on this show in front of the people?
No, Deron Bland
Bland's
is
the MVP.
Deron Bland is the MVP right now.
Yes. That dude's a freak show. Tex, what do you have to say?
I don't know. I just watched Jalen Hurts put on the performance of his life.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Just like every other quarterback that plays the Bills puts on the performance of their life. Mac Jones, Russell Wilson, like all these guys, performance of their lives against the Bills defense, who their team's built around and can't get a stop to save their lives.
I love everybody's like Hurts did it again. It's like, no. Somebody.
I got another thing, and this is just me stirring the pot. Because I obviously AJ Brown wasn't a catch and fumble. I mean, I'll tell you that straight up. Was not a catch and a fumble. But why? Just a question for NFL officials. Why is it get 2 feet down and it's a catch in the end zone or near out of bounds? But for fumble purposes, it's 3 feet down and make a football move. Because he got 2 feet down and then fumbled it or lost the ball.
Dude, they started this nonsense in Philly last year in the NFC Championship when Devontae Smith did not catch that ball on the first drive, and they haven't stopped. Anytime you play Philly in Philly, that's what you get, dude. That's what you get. Refs are scared for their lives because Philly fans.
Throw batteries at them.
Tex, what do you think?
I mean, Butch covered about most of it. My only I have one concern, and that's that we have a running back problem in Dallas. We can't get a short yardage play for anything.
You traded, or you let your guy go?
Well, he was on.
You can run a quarterback draw.
We can, but as long as there's no, no, the time's not winding down or anything like that. Because Dak will just blow that like you won't believe. But we look really good defensively. We look really good offensively. But I just think that if we're going to really make a run at it, we need a running back solution that's going to get us something between the tackles. We can't run between tackles. Can't do it.
You can run a gap with quarterback draws.
Can.
Yeah. All right. So that's all of our teams there. Niners humming, Cowboys humming, Bills free fall, Niners 2 seed, Cowboys currently the 5 seed, Bills they're in the hunt though. They're still in the hunt. All right. Let's get into some DraftKings. What do we say? We got our theme music. Is our theme music ready for the transition?
Yeah, I got you.
Let's get it.
Football, you're so cool. And on our show, you're gonna rule. Football, we love you. Wow.
Let's go, boys. All right. First thing up, Muck the Stalls listener contest, 22 total entrants. We've been averaging anywhere from 20 to 30 people. We did it. All you people, the Milly Goats logo was on top. Our guy, our ringer, who's been hot the last few weeks, Tex, takes down the Muck the Stalls Listener League contest after he finished dead last week.
Yep. I had to pick myself up by my bootstraps, get back to work. Felt good.
Not bootstraps because you wear extra tufts.
Yep, by my boot loops. By my boot loops.
Your boot loops.
Yeah, those are straps. Those are basically straps. Yeah, by my bootstraps.
Sounds like a new cereal.
That's what I was just thinking. Bootios. Get you some bootios, dude. Cake Day, National Cake Day.
Don't get blinded by the booty.
That sounds like a cereal Josh Allen would eat. Boot Loops.
Oh,
Tex had 168.76. Then we had Ridley Sandwich, 152.76. Jay Chase, Jamar Chase apparently is in there. Don't get caught for gambling. 145.74. Mark Watson, 1875, 145.56. And then Wakeboarder, who seems like he's always up there, 142.76. Tex, we were going to boast your lineup. You played a naked CJ Stroud, not literally, but figuratively in DraftKings.
Yep.
And then you somehow you settled on two of the lowest owned running backs that went off, Bijan and Josh Jacobs, and Rashee Rice. All had like career days. So how to deduce that for us simpletons who apparently can't figure out how to play those guys?
I just feel like Bijan was going to have a day against New Orleans. I was thinking that he was going to finally go off like we all thought he was supposed to be going off. And Jacobs, I just figured they weren't going to do anything else except for give him the ball because I don't know what else they can do to score. So I don't know. I just figured, and then I didn't really like the matchup with any of the receivers for Jacksonville. So I just figured Stroud was going to have a day doing something, but they weren't going to win. And I really thought my lock was going to be Boyd. I thought he was going to be the guy, but I don't know.
That was your worst player.
My worst player.
So
Well,
the one I actually thought was going to be the guy, but I just thought that they're going to be better against Pittsburgh. But I think I forgot that Burrow was done for the year. Wait, you forgot Burrow was
Burrow's
done for the
year?
year?
So
Have you not watched football the last week?
Yeah, I have. I watched whenever he got hurt, and I forgot. To be
That's
totally honest.
DraftKings, folks. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, dude! Hey, congrats! Way to get us up there, dude.
Got it done.
We've been telling you for weeks. Okay, roast. Navy dude Dave, brother, pull up a chair, my friend.
Thank you for your service, but boo.
Dude, pull up a chair. I'm pretty sure you're a Steelers fan because you went all in on a Pittsburgh Steelers stack. I guess you played Pickett, Pickens, Jalen Warren. That's the trailer you hiss your wagon to, my friend. Holy cow. We're not saying that was a terrible idea, but hey, the Steelers did have 400 yards, but they only scored one touchdown. It was Najee. You didn't even play the right guy.
Know your team.
Oh my gosh. Hey, credit to you for playing a little bit with your heart there, buddy. Good for you, man. All right. Okay. Anything else on the listener league, fellas? Okay. I thought you were going to say something, J-Vi.
No, I mean, if I would have played my other lineup, I would have cashed. But
Oh, okay. Yeah. If I would have played my lineup too, I probably would have done it.
I didn't get last though, so that was a good change.
I was close again. I think I finished like 17. I'm getting my face stomped in those things. All right. I did put up a poll because the deviled eggs conversation got heated on Twitter. People are in favor of deviled eggs. That's all you need to know. People like the deviled eggs. Also, I did take a nap on Thanksgiving, put up a poll about that. People thought I was a psychopath for napping before the meal.
You are.
What? Napping before the meal?
I fell asleep before the meal. Don't recommend that. So next year on Thanksgiving, I'm going to try to do it after.
After. What time do y'all eat though?
I can't remember. I think it was like 4 or 5.
You can't take a nap after. See, we're 2 o'clock eaters, so nap after is perfect.
Hey, Christmas season now. Okay. The 3-game slate. We had Detroit and Green Bay. We had Dallas and Washington. We had San Francisco, Seattle. The Dak stack was indeed the one you needed to play. It was Dak, Pollard, Brandon Cooks, and I think the Dallas defense. And then they brought it back with the absolute scumbag move of America.
Right.
Curtis Samuel, you absolute jabroni, dude. Are you kidding me with that? I mean, I didn't even think to play that dude. Like, are you serious? Curtis Samuel out of nowhere.
I was on him a couple weeks ago, just not anymore.
Yeah,
I went
'cause
the
he's been
Crowder. I
terrible.
went the Crowder route, and every time I saw somebody catch the ball in the middle of the field, that Crowder was on the sidelines with his hands behind his back, with holding his helmet. I was like, "Dadgummit!"
Thought I covered every other base, dude. I made like a lot of lineups. You know, those like that 3-game slate, like, you know, that's the I mean, you could look at the winning lineup and see it was I mean, Curtis Samuel was the key. That was the key. If you miss on that guy, you're done. It's over. I mean, I did cash, but Butch, thoughts on the whole Curtis Samuel? I mean, I think he had like 10 catches for 100 yards or something.
Mm-hmm.
He had like 20 some points.
Dude,
And I think that
in
allowed.
all honesty, I was looking at him, and then looked at Crowder myself, and I was like, I don't like either one of them, and just was like, all right, never mind. I went down to I started thinking about Tolbert or Turpin.
Yes,
little
dude, Turpin. Was Turpin in the winning lineup? Oh my
No.
gosh, that was awesome.
No, he only had like 10 points, so that like late touchdown was it.
Yeah.
By him.
But I think a lot of people settled on the Logan Thomas, and then it was
Yes.
Played him too.
Ugh.
yeah, the Logan Thomas train, and then the receivers from Green Bay, and then Christian McCaffrey and Debo, I think, were the other key pieces you needed. So, but yeah, the Lions just laid an egg on that day, dude. Like, I think that was the biggest surprise. Green Bay, they're in the hunt now, but the Lions looked awful as far as I'm concerned. They look bad.
Yeah.
Green Bay
They seem
punished
like
them.
they're slipping. They're slipping.
Mhm.
And their schedule does not get any easier either.
No, but David Montgomery might have been in there too, or Laporta. Laporta had a good game. Maybe that's what it was.
Laporta and Montgomery was on it. Yeah, Laporta was
Yeah.
your tight end, and Montgomery was also one of the running backs. It was a 3 running back. It was Pollard, Montgomery, and McCaffrey.
McCaffrey is a monster. He's just a monster, dude. He's unbelievable. So,
Yeah, I won that showdown, and I had 5 ice cubes, but I had McCaffrey at the captain, and I beat all y'all.
dude, that's like who's another one that's like that? It's like Butch said, like on the Friday game. There you go. Here you go. Butch said, Tyreek, smelling multiple tutties. Guess what?
Mhm.
I didn't even hardly watch that game. Did anybody watch that game?
No, it was at 3:00.
Yeah, that's just
But
Yes,
I found
I did.
out why though.
why.
I found out why. It's like I guess there's like a broadcasting act of 1961 that says the NFL can't play any games within a 25-mile radius of the start of high school or college games. So with that being a Friday night football playoffs, high school games starting at 7, NFL game had to be over before then. So that's why they played it at 3.
What in the world?
That's why they don't play games on Friday. That's why they don't play games on Saturday till after the 10th or whatever, after the Army
How
Navy
did you
game.
find that out?
Hey, I know everything.
How did you figure that out?
Somebody posted it. I saw it.
Well, all right.
I read.
It's like, wow. So Miami got it done. What was the final score? Like 31-13 or something? 34-13.
Yeah.
So they covered the over-under hit, but holy cow. I think the big thing was the showdown for that Friday game. We've moved on. Congratulations to all the team on Thursday, everybody that won. But the Friday game showdown was 5-1 Miami stack with like Waddle, Tyreek, Raheem Mostert, the Miami defense, and Jeff Wilson. And then the one bring back was the Jets D.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you supposed to do with that? Who builds that lineup?
I was in
Somebody
the
running backs.
Somebody that's doing a 20 max and just is like, oh, I just do this for whatever.
Yeah, like that was so bad. But hey, we did give some good advice. Garrett Wilson had a good day. Mostert was good. Tyreek was good. So like 3 or 4 of those guys are pretty good plays. Hey, that 99-yard TD before the half. You know the story on that?
Mm-mm.
What do you
So
mean?
TLC was saying they'd give TVs out. You know, TLC makes TVs. They said they'd give TVs out to like
Yeah.
The
so many
band?
thousands of people. No, don't go chasing waterfalls, dude. This isn't the other guys.
Hey,
So they had a
I guess I'm
deal.
a scrub.
They I don't know any more of their songs. Anyways, TLC said that they would give out TVs if there was a touchdown of 98 yards or more. That score happened, but then TLC came out and said it wasn't an offensive touchdown, so we're not giving TVs out.
Mm.
They're gonna get canceled.
oh wow, wow,
It's one thing for
dirtball.
Taco. Yes, it's one thing for Taco Bell to give out tacos, but if you're telling people you're going to give out TVs, dude, you better deliver. That's like the Office where he promises the kids, Michael Scott does, that he's going to pay for their college, and then the day finally comes like 10 years later or whatever it was, and he has to give them all college. Anyways, all right. And then the only thing other was Tua had a sick arm gas that looked like the piece from Monsters Inc. when Sully breaks the door and puts it back together. That's what made me think of it. All right. Anybody have any success on Thursday?
No.
Just in the inner squad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, did you, Butch P?
Friday was better though. That showdown, I was right there, and that defense, that 5-1 double defense, whatever
Oh, you were.
malarkey that ended up being. I forget. I think I was exactly like 6 points off, and that pick six by the Jets, that was it.
Yes.
The pick six. You know that there's your difference right there. When that happened, I was like, crap.
Didn't on Thursday too though? Didn't on Thursday too? You were like, I need a pick six here, and like,
Yes.
you got it.
Deron Bland.
Oh yeah, the Cowboys game, like it was incredible. Like, I think that was the game, right? Like I needed Turpin to score, bam, touchdown. CD
When you
Lamb to
go-
score, bam, touchdown. I needed pick six, bam, pick six. I was like,
You
this
texted
never
the group,
happens.
and you texted the group. You're like, a pick six here would be huge for my lineups, and it was like, yeah, Howe goes to throw, interception. Oh, he's going. I don't know how he split the seam there and got through those two guys, but
Dude, it was electric. Deron Bland. Like, you want to take watching football to another level, like especially a standalone game. You put a little DraftKings lineup together, and you get something like that. It is electric. Like, I was rooting for you. It was incredible, unbelievable. All right. I don't think I had anything that I might have cashed that. I think I did cash in the Friday one. I did a single entry and I did cash. So, but I was riding the back of Garrett Wilson. Played Tim Boyle. That was a bad idea. There's probably a reason that guy isn't a quarterback. You know, his stats like college. He threw for 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions. Like, that was his college stats.
hey, not about the grades you make. It's about the hands you shake.
Hey, that goes back to your point earlier about it's not about stats in the NFL. It's about leadership. You must be a really good leader.
Yep. Different
All
league,
right.
dude.
Games we
game.
liked. Shut up. Games we liked from today, the Sunday main slate, the mainscaping main slate.
Oh,
I gave you Indianapolis, Tampa Bay. Over under was 44. Indianapolis favored by 2.5. And I think the over hit. And there were some pieces in this game you could have played. Like Jonathan Taylor had a pretty good game. The quarterbacks were both bleh, but you had Pittman, who was in the optimal, which you'll see later. So there was I knew this game was going to be. Some of these other games were horrendous. So, but hey, you just got to find those gems, dude. You got to find those gems. So it was a good game to play from a DraftKings perspective.
Whoops.
If you had a couple of pieces, but Javi, you gave us Philly and Buffalo. Tell us about that.
Hey, game of the year. I called this one from the get-go. Couldn't believe what I witnessed, but all the points were in that game. You're an idiot if you didn't play heavy that game like I did. I cashed because of this game. Game of the year.
Josh Allen was the number one quarterback, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
I think Hurts was up there.
Hey, since he got that Joe Brady haircut, he has been lights out.
Still lost today, though. You said that he's been undefeated since he got his haircut, so now he's got to get it cut again.
Yes.
Two Bills drive. Get it on
Each
there.
time the fade gets higher.
I had a
maybe needs to go reverse fade.
I had a
old man cut, love
showdown
it.
in that game that cashed.
Told you.
Start the fade at the top and work your way down.
Maybe
My
he
only,
just needs
my
to
only
throw a
snow
fade.
cone was Kincaid.
He didn't play a lot. Quentin Morris was on there a lot, so I don't know what that reason.
He looked like he was
but-
hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I do love the fact that he wears that weird necklace concussion thing now that people have to wear after they get concussions. But he wears a camouflage one. Like, am I not supposed to see it because it's camouflage? Like, I still see that you're wearing it, dude. Like, doesn't make it any cooler because it's camouflage.
Yeah,
Maybe it's made by Extra
Oh my
Tough.
Hey, that'd be legit though.
Yes. Come on the show, Extra Tough.
So
Make some
how
golf-
do you
make some
feel
golf
about
shoes.
moving
Make some
up
golf
now
shoes
in the
extra tough.
draft to get Kincaid?
Yeah, we stole Kincaid from the Cowboys.
Oh.
You know what was kind of killer too was there was a lot of third downs today that Shearfield was on the field, not Diggs.
Dude, he didn't know what he was doing.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, he was lost
What the
out there.
Dude.
And they didn't even play Hardy.
Yeah, he played a lot last
And-
week though.
And they have a full-blown running back controversy in Buffalo. They don't know who to play.
Well, yeah, I think we got Fournette that hasn't even been activated yet.
Controversy.
Ty Johnson's been playing well though.
He has been. He's been your best back.
It's bad because Latavius Murray's our locker room guy, so they play him. But Ty Johnson should be number 2 behind Cooks. That was a bad
Tex.
drop by Cooks today.
Yes. Early on.
Yeah.
That was a good throw. Tex, you gave us Tennessee, Carolina. Why would you do that to the people in America?
Some people just got to watch what bad football looks like to appreciate good
Dude,
football.
between that
Punishment.
game,
Now you tell me if I would would be killing for a game like this in July.
Cold.
true. That's what they should do. If they should flex this game to July. If they have games like the Patriots versus the Giants, they just say we're not going to play it on Thanksgiving weekend. We just flex
Play
it
in
to
July.
July. Just one game.
Yep. Just one game. That's all we need. Be enough football to get us to the regular season.
I was thinking you said
Those
January, but July.
Those two games were so bad, man. And apparently the Panthers owner was cussing in the hallway or the tunnel because he was so mad about how bad they were.
It's his fault.
That's what happens when you trade away McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Shit, we don't
And hire
have anybody to
Frank
throw the
Wright.
ball to.
Should have kept Wilkes.
Oh, gosh. That was terrible. Derrick Henry scored twice, though. All right, Butch P, you gave us Denver, Cleveland. You weren't
Using
wrong,
my original
really.
lineup, by the way.
Hey. No, I was not. And Denver, another win. Playoff team. Dude, they're creeping.
They're the ones that are going to push the Bills out.
Bills are
I
number
mean,
2.
their
The only way the Bills are
defense-
making the playoffs is winning this division.
Defense came through again for the Broncos. I think they
number
had
1.
double-digit points. Were they number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What was it, like 16 points?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So at 3,200, and I was right there on them with the Chiefs defense. Thought they were going to bounce back, and that was a disaster for sure. at 3,100. I'm like, dang, the Broncos. That was my game. Didn't even pick them.
Well, I think in the winning lineup, it was Houston. Ended up being the one that won my contest that I was in. So, whatever. All right. Just questions quickly. Speed fire, rapid fire.
Oh, he's
J-Vi,
gone.
Are the Saints all black? Are the Saints all black helmets something that needs to stay?
No,
No.
I didn't see him.
Does it make you laugh that Dallas is behind the Saints in the playoff picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, me
Tex.
too.
I like these Chargers jerseys though.
You like those
I
better
do.
than powder blues?
Oh yeah. I like these better.
They
Powder
look
blues
like
silly.
Toledo. Whoa. You
I
don't
think
like
they
the
look more
powder
like football
blues?
jerseys. I think they look more like football uniforms.
It looks like a MAC matchup right now on the
Give me
field.
a nice dark color.
Oh,
for
Kent
uniform.
State. That's who they look like.
Toledo.
There you go.
Toledo or Kent State.
Tex, answer this for me. Can the Steelers get the 1 seed because they're 7-4 or 8-4, whatever they are in the AFC?
Let me think. Let me look at the standings here. I actually got it pulled up.
Okay, get back to us on that. ButchP.
They could. They could.
They absolutely good.
They could. They could. They're literally one win off.
Yes, they're 1 win behind.
If the Bills get their act together, they could help out the Steelers.
Dude, how epic would that be if the Steelers are the 1 seed? All right, Tex. ButchP. Is Danny DeVito the quarterback of the future for the Giants?
Yes.
What's his? It's not Tommy DeVito. Sorry, I said Danny DeVito. Same thing.
I think they would take Danny.
He's probably going to get a sponsor from Jimmy John's or whatever that Jersey Mike's.
Jersey
Guaranteed.
Mike, dude. Sub above.
Okay. J-Vi. Did Houston's crossbar, I had this written in there before you saw it. Did Houston's crossbar kick cost them the season?
Yes. They need to win that division to get into the playoffs.
You never thought you'd say that they missed Kaimi Fairbairn.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tex. Is Kansas City taking the ball out of Mahomes' hands because Pacheco has had a big day and Mahomes only didn't even throw for 300?
No. I think they're just playing to whatever's working that day. Which is why Andy Reid's the best coach.
I saw a meme the other day. It made me laugh really hard. It was a picture of like a house that looked like, got destroyed by like a earthquake or hurricane or something. Like everything was in shambles in the house. And it said, tell me what happened in this room in 5 words or less. And it said Pacheco ran for 5 yards. And it was like so true, so true.
Wait, what was the video you sent the other day of Pacheco running?
It was like 2 holes in the wall or something. Oh my God.
You gotta love that guy. All right, here's the guys we liked from today. The main slate, DraftKings. Like we build DraftKings lineups. You want to get your player pool focus that you want to pick out. You can't just, unless you're Tex and you just play whoever the hell you want to play, and not know Joe Burrow's not playing. It seems to be working for him.
Hey, if I win, don't
True.
knock it.
We can't. I can't argue with your strategy. So tell us about your defense then, since it's Mr. Guts.
Well, I for sure did not think this game was going to go to overtime, and I for sure did, because I knew it was going to be raining and it was going to be a bad weather game. I was thinking Bills are in shambles, going to be a low-scoring game, and it was going to be the right play. And it kind of was. I got 4 points. It helped, but it wasn't great. And then Tennessee, which was the actual real right play, but they were 2 totally different price ranges.
So he played the Eagle. He told you to play the Eagles defense, and what
Mhm.
was the highest scoring game of the day? I'm
They,
pretty
they
sure,
scored. They scored 4 points. Yep.
and the lowest scoring game of the day, I think,
Mm.
was Tennessee and Panthers.
So I was half right, which isn't bad.
Average 50%.
Mhm.
All right, J-Vi, tell us about your receivers.
So I'm just seeing these guys for the first time because I didn't submit any of these guys, but
Put 'em in there for you.
but they're pretty spot on like who I probably would have picked. The only thing that I would have changed is, and you can check the messages on this, I would have swapped out Shakir for Gabe Davis because I did
Mm.
tell Butch today that it was going to be a Gabe Davis return day. And he said, where did he go? And I was like, he had 0 targets and 0 catches last game, even though he played every single snap. And boy,
Hey,
did I
and
call
got
that
the game
one.
ball.
Yeah, and got the game ball. But that, I mean, I don't know what Moore did. I think Downs had like 9 points, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It was Pittman too. That's
but
frustrating.
usually he's Minshew's guy. But I
Minshew
don't
missed
know.
him wide open for a touchdown early on, and then
Yeah.
Minshew ran it in. So that cost you some points there.
Selfish.
I don't remember what Rondale Moore did. I don't think anything because the Cardinals got killed. I think Kyler Murray had 2 rushing touchdowns or something. So
I think Shakir. I
Dylon-
think Josh Allen thought Shakir was just lost because half the game he was wearing gloves, half the game he wasn't, and then he put the gloves back on. It's like he didn't have any confidence in his hands.
hey, he was bamboozled by the weather.
Yeah.
Dylon gave you Kincaid. The streak comes to an end. He didn't give you the number 1 tight end. He's probably dissociated because the Vikings don't play this weekend, and he wasn't paying attention. And they play tomorrow, so he's probably all focused because he couldn't play Hawkinson like he's been playing for like 3 weeks straight. So, way to go, Dylon. Way to lead the people astray. Butch
Who
P,
was it? Fearmouth?
pretty good call there, buddy. Yeah, Freiermuth was like the leading receiver for a while. He had like 24 points. So the whole point of the new Steelers coordinator was to just throw the ball to Freiermuth. Butch P, tell us about that running back, dude.
Oh, King Henry. 20 points. That's pretty solid.
Yep.
For 6,400 right there. Dude, like that whole range of running backs just went off. And then Pacheco, the 1 week I don't play you go off for 25 or whatever it was. It's just like,
thought about that when I wrote it in there. I was like, the 1 week he didn't tell you to play him. He goes, he has his best week of the whole season. Holy cow.
So maybe I've been holding you back, dog.
Hey, quit weighing him down, dude. All right. Quarterbacks, I gave you Josh Allen, QB1. You're welcome.
Ooh.
I also gave you Kyler and Minshew, who are on the scumbags list because they did not pay off for their price. My apologies. The Tampa and the Indy game was a good game. It's just the quarterbacks sucked. So sorry about that. So we gave you 1 overall number 1. So not advice. Sorry. We'll try again next week. All right, scumbags.
Game of the week,
Nope.
though.
Scumbags. Hey, game of the week. Come on the show. Scumbags, stubbags. Scumbags, Gardner Minshew, 15 points. Kyler, 20 points. Baker, 15 points. These are guys who are owned 7% or more. So, and then the running backs, we had Jalen Warren. He was played a lot. He was in the 20s. Jerome Ford, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift, Saquon. None of them scored more than 13 points, but they were highly owned. Wide receivers, Josh Downs, Rashid Shaheed, but he got hurt. Shakir, A.J. Brown, Adam Thielen was awful. All those guys, 15 points or below. Tight ends, scumbags, Kincaid, Kelsey, Schultz. Jonnu had 0. Shout out Dylon who played Jonnu, which cost him big time. And then the defenses, Kansas City, Houston, Cleveland, 3 points or below. Stud bags. J-Vi, you going to read those?
Hey, new haircut, J.A., 43.66. Mr. Live Sports himself, Hurts, in the game of the week, those two stud bags. CJ Stroud, shout out Tex. T-Law, shout out Tex, favorite team, Jaguars. Matt Stafford. What injury did Stafford have? He played so well. Running backs, Kyrene. I looked at him and I read his report and I went away from him. Should have went with my gut. 41 points. Bijan, 27. Human Wrecking Ball, 25. Josh Jacobs, 25. Receivers, Rice, D. Smith, Nico, Gabe, Evans, Pity. I don't know who Pity is. Ridley, Hyatt. Oh. Tight ends, Move. Higbee.
The youth is Luth.
McBride. And the defense is Denver, ATL. ATL could win that division.
Hey, I called it early in the season.
They're 6-6, and they have a pretty favorable schedule. New England and the Giants.
I was on the
three of the worst teams in the league.
Yes.
Had killer defense.
I went on a show.
Well, the Giants and New England played each other.
Yeah, that was a poop fest. I went on a show, Death, Taxes, and Sports. Shout out to Ben and those guys. And I picked the Falcons to win the NFC South. It's like their schedule's awful. Their defense is actually going to be very good, and there's just going to be a who's going to fall into that lead. So all those guys, whatever, in your faces. All right, let's roast our lineups. ButchP in the WOAT-A-MAKER. You finished dead last, dude. Are you trembling in your boots? And you hitched your wagon to Gardner Minshew. What are you thinking, dude? How are you feeling right now that you finished last and the wheels are coming off?
Dude, got to pick myself up by my bootstraps. Get back,
Bootios, dude.
Pull a Tex, dude. I'm gonna collab with my fellow Cowboy.
Get your extra tusk back on and go trudging through the mud. Time to go mud walking
and get some pointers here. Got to get back on top.
Don't think about theories and trends and things like that. Just play your quarterback naked, and then forget other quarterbacks are out. Simple. Just do it. J-Bye. You played too many Bills, dude.
I
too
didn't.
Many Bills.
I didn't.
You and Navy dude Dave.
Hey,
Did you?
You know what I did?
No, you didn't. I finished second.
Not in the league. I finished way ahead of you in the listener league.
The main slate,
But you know what I did?
Dude,
I hitched my wagon to the game of the week.
Different game.
I hitched my wagon to the game of the week.
Third year in a row.
Third year in a row, baby. Oh, game of the year, actually. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Misspoke there. Once a show. There it is.
Oh, dude. And then Tex. There's nothing really to say about yours because you won other than the Tyler Boyd thing that you already mentioned because I was wondering why you played him, but you forgot that Joe Burrow was hurt.
Forgot that Joe Burrow wasn't playing. Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
What were you thinking doing Arizona stack?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Kyler had got more points each week.
No.
And
with Dorsch?
And
McBride?
Yeah, passed the Dortch. McBride wasn't bad. He was on the studbags list. He got 13. I can't remember what sunk my lineup. What sunk that lineup?
AJ Brown getting 14 points.
What an idiot.
Chiefs D getting 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Whatever. I'm coming though. I'm rounding into form here down the stretch. You just wait. I'm in last right now, but don't you worry. All right. The play action, Milly winner, whatever, the one that I was in had 230.46 points, and it goes as follows: CJ Stroud stacked with Nico, and the Houston defense. Then they had Kyron Williams, they had Pacheco, they had Gabe Davis, they had Pittman, they had Freiermuth, and they had Rashee Rice. So I don't really know what they were doing here because they didn't really do any bringbacks or anything like that. Just, I don't know. Basically a simple stack with a defense and then
That Texas
two of the
line.
Chiefs players. Yeah, just look at that like it's like a skinny stack, but they played the defense with it. So I guess because they ran out of salary. But I mean, the only one that was not really owned was Pat Freiermuth. Everything else was kind of chalk. Huh. I don't know. But congrats to that person because they won thousands of dollars and we didn't yet. Anything on that lineup? No.
No.
All right.
Good call on Gabe
Hey,
Davis.
Monday Night Football. Hey, good call. Oh, sorry, I put that in there. I should have consulted you. Monday Night Football tomorrow. Minnesota hosts the Bears. Over-under is 44. Minnesota's favored by 3. We've got the Passtronaut and we've got Justin Fields. Can the Vikings right the ship? Do we have any game theory predictions that we want to go through? Anybody off the top of their head? Or are we just going to do the primetime man dime hot guys?
I think it's interesting that they still put like Kirk Cousins in there for $9,000. Like the dude's on IR and out.
Well, Jefferson's all the way at the top, and he's also. Anyways, I played Edison as my
dude. Here's the thing:
man,
Aaron Rodgers came back.
He has not.
I think I'll leave him in there. But
Well,
I'm probably
Jefferson
gonna jump
I'll
off
tell you
here
this
in a
right
minute.
now.
My head's killing me.
questionable, but unlikely to play. So that's
I'm gonna give you Hawkinson right out of the gate. Josh Dobbs loves that dude. He loves
I'm
the tight
going
ends because
Dobbs.
one of the other tight ends. Oh, you're going full Passtronaut? You getting in the
Yeah.
spaceship?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Sling it, dude. ButchP, what do you got?
I'm gonna go revenge game Fields. Isn't this the game that he got hurt?
Was like he never played for the
Is it?
Vikings.
Revenge game from what angle?
Yeah, it is. Game he got hurt.
He got hurt in the game that they played earlier in the year, and it was 19-13 final score. So
yeah.
So play the
Fields.
defenses with
It,
both defenses.
Field, well,
bring back.
Yeah, but Fields went out. Fields went out pretty early.
Yeah, he did. I played him that week.
Dude, he does. He lights it up too. He does score a lot of fantasy points. We're talking from a DraftKings perspective, folks, too. The showdowns. You pick 6 players. One person's the captain. They get 1.5 points. And then we all watch the game, and then something stupid happens, and then our lineups are ruined. And that's how we have fun with this. So we'll get this list out for everybody. So we had Fields, we had Dobbs, and we had Hawkinson and Addison. So there you go. All right, let's round this thing out, hang some banners, talk a little college football.
I'm gonna drop off.
Let's hit our.
My head's killing me.
All right, Texas out of here.
All right. Yep.
He's leaving right before we boot Texas out of the playoffs.
Texas is back. Hang the banner.
Oh. All right, let's hit our theme music and round this thing out.
What theme music?
I don't know. The ice cream. Something. Just don't play.
I was sitting here making my
Bulls
lineup.
Just don't play the Bulls intro music again.
I was sitting here making my lineup.
All right. This segment is brought to you by Really Neat Outfitters. You can see the hat I'm wearing. It's our Shanahan edition Millie Goats hat. Promo code GOATS. Spend $60, get free shipping, 10% off your order at checkout. Really Neat Outfitters. Our passions are family, salty air, and smiles. Those Florida Carolina roots make our designs as original as every single defensive touchdown that inevitably happens in a showdown. Okay, don't sleep on them games. I gave you this is college football week 13, and I think that was the last game of the regular season, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Conference championship week.
That's sad, man. Hey, shout out App State though. UTSA and Tulane. Tulane won. It was a pretty good game. I watched that game on Friday, I think. Tulane's some dogs, man. Their only loss was to Ole Miss. They didn't even have their quarterback. So they'll play for the American Championship, I think, against SMU. So shout out them. J-Vi, you had the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Did you watch this game?
I did not.
Ole Miss won. It was a terrible game, apparently. So, but that was the same time the Niners game was on, so I didn't watch that game. Tex gave you the Iron Bowl. We got to talk about the Iron. Can we talk about the Iron Bowl?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay. Alabama in Auburn pretty much should have lost the game. So you had Tex and I were watching this game on the back deck after the app game, and it was, we turned in like the last 3 minutes. We were flipping back and forth. And I'm sitting there and I turn to him and I look and I say, dude, this is about the time when Alabama either returns a punt or something stupid happens and they get lucky and the upset's off. 2 minutes later, the dude muffs the punt. And you're like, you have got to be kidding me. Now, I think after they muffed the punt, did they score? I can't remember.
I don't really know. So the way it was playing out for me was, it was getting to be bedtime for the kids. So let the daughter watch the iPad. I was like, you can watch the iPad for the rest of the app game. There was like 4 minutes left. They ran out the clock. I'm like, I'm not going to take it from her right away. I saw that app still had Alabama had the ball. They were driving down by 4, so I flipped it over. And they had it 2nd and goal. And right when I flipped it over is when they had the bad snap.
Yes.
And then Minor threw it 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So I'm like, Alabama was in shambles.
Yep.
And then
Milrow.
Whatever his name is. And then Auburn decides to rush 2 people, and I was like, he's gonna find somebody. Sure enough.
Gosh, dude. And then so you had the bad snap. And then it was 4th and 31. 4th and 31. And you couldn't I don't even know what to say, dude. Like, it was going to wreck the entire college football playoff. It was going to ruin Alabama's chances. It was going to ruin it whenever they beat Georgia. And then that dude was screaming, "Give me the Heisman." It's like, what?
Yeah.
Is he even in Heisman consideration?
No.
Like, it was so
beat
bad.
Jaden Daniels.
That's true.
He beat him playing their game, like that game. I mean, running.
Yeah.
He had like 4 rushing touchdowns that game.
Oh my gosh, dude! I can't stand watching
Milrow?
Yeah. But it was just,
he's
and
a
then,
player, though.
and then of course you get all the funny people that are going to be immortalized forever in that game because the crowd shots after they threw the touchdown. People are crying. Girls have their hands over their heads like the surrender cobra. Like, there's people in shock and awe, little kids crying, like they're immortalized forever. Like, they had a chance to do something phenomenal and they blew it, dude. I don't know what else to say, but it was awesome to watch. Like, it was a lot of fun. And then at the same time,
that goes back to rivalry, like what I was saying earlier about rivalry week. You never know. You really have no idea.
Right. So, but anyways, then the game with the dog in it, Georgia Southern App State, dude. App State's got that dog in them. Absolute molly-whopping in front of a huge crowd up in Boone. Fantastic. Everybody, all the greats were there back from in the day. It was just phenomenal. So, playing in the conference championship, boys. And then Jacksonville State, New Mexico State. That was your game, dude. Did you watch it?
No, New Mexico State won. Jacksonville State's actually getting into a bowl game because not enough teams won 6 games. Them and
JMU
JMU.
is too. Yeah.
Which, I don't know. If you don't win 6 games, you don't get a bowl game, dude. Eliminate the amount of bowl games. Too many.
And there was another one too that had academic standards that they're going to get in. Minnesota. Minnesota was the third team. Hey, Tex gave you Clemson and USC or South Carolina. Sorry to Caleb Williams. Throw some respect on it. I didn't even watch that game, but
Clemson dominated. I mean, they didn't even score an offensive touchdown. They won
Who, you-
16 to Clemson didn't. They had a pick 6.
oh my god,
It was 16 to 7.
Oh,
holy cow, so bad. Hey, playoff model jump, Liberty, undefeated. We'll hear about them in a second. They beat UTEP.
Did you hear what
thought
they
you-
did after the game?
Oh yeah, that's in my hang the banner.
Okay. All right.
Hey, then Oregon State, dude. What you got there? That was your playoff model jump.
I thought I didn't realize Oregon State's coach was going to leave immediately after the game to go to Michigan State.
It's gone, dude.
If I would have known that, I would not have been my playoff model jump.
It doesn't make any sense either. He's an Oregon State dude.
Yeah, he's from Oregon State.
I
Just,
know.
Hey, money. Money, 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 money. We got a game on our hands, boys. Chargers
Wait,
just
We
scored.
do have a game on our hands.
so is Oregon State? Are they moving conferences somewhere, or are
Nah.
they staying in the Pac?
2-pack. 2-pack.
So that could partly be a lot of the reason there.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a huge
Yeah.
factor of like, okay, you want me to stay here for what? What are we gonna do here? What's the plan?
Yeah.
I'm hearing they're going to play like a whack schedule.
Yeah, it'll be whack
just
for
gonna-
sure.
They're just gonna go independent, like Tex gave us playoff model jump was Texas and Texas Tech because Texas, I guess, beat the wheels off. I think Arch Manning played in that game.
He
So
did.
he thinks Texas is going to get into the model. No. Trap game. Mine was Florida State and Florida. That game, it was just ugly. Florida's down bad. Florida's down bad.
Yeah.
Florida State's quarterback got his bell rung late because they hit him when he slid.
Really?
can see-
They're down to their third string for ACC championship?
No, he ended up coming back in. So, but a trap game, Coastal Carolina and JMU. What you got on that?
I mean, I don't know why this game was picked for my trap game because I would have picked the Bills-Eagles game, which ended up being the game of the year. So I don't know exactly what. I just know JMU killed them.
Yes. And then Texas was UNC and NC State, and NC State beat the wheels off of North Carolina. I don't know who he was trap gaming, but somebody was trap gamed in that game.
I mean,
All right, Butch P.
the real
all
trap
your
game
games.
was Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes. Yes. Butch P. Ohio State, Michigan, dude. You watch it?
So, dude, yes, big noon Saturday was all over it. Watched the entire game. That was always a must watch kind of game right there. They call it the greatest rivalry, but I sit there and I was like, wait a second, there's tons of great rivalries in college football. This is not the greatest, but it is one to be recognized. And what a game. You know, Michigan with all their departures on the team to stay resilient and stay tough. Dude, they took it to O State, and I was dead wrong that O State would come in there and snap a
Dude.
2-game skid. So now it's a 3-game skid for the Buckeyes. They're done. They're officially out of the playoff running. Michigan's got to take care of Iowa, and that's not even going to be close. They talk about Iowa's defense, and I've seen them but that offense is atrocious. They can't score. So, I mean, that should be a blowout. Michigan will be in. And dude, the Buckeyes, dude, what's their coach? Day?
Yeah.
Ryan
He's
Day.
dude, he's on the cusp.
He's a crybaby.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh yeah. When I actually watched him on the sideline that game, I was like, dude, man, y'all marched it down the field, running the football at 9-10 yards a pop, punch it in. The next drive, I think Michigan comes back and answers, and they come out slinging the football and go 3 and out. I'm like, did you not just see what y'all just did the entire offensive series before? It's like you didn't even run the ball. It's like it's your own fault, man.
I don't know what to make of those two teams because you watch the offenses and you're like, okay, they can run the ball. I mean, JJ McCarthy was okay in that game. Like he made a few good plays, but it's just like, dude, you get up against a Washington who throws it all over the yard, or like Georgia who can throw it all over the yard. Like, what are you going to do?
Well, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
That's the thing that what happens with those teams is that you match them up with a Georgia who can stop the run, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
But-
I mean, that's it because like McCarthy, he's a solid quarterback. I mean, obviously D1 talent for sure. He just
Yeah.
does enough to get the job done. There's nothing like spectacular like the Jaden Daniels, the guys that are leading the Aguilars from App State that can really sling it.
Yes. Shout out
Dude.
that dude.
Exactly. Up there
But yeah,
in
Broke the record.
in the top 5. Yeah, in the top 5 in all of NCAA for touchdown passes.
Wasn't
He's
even
up
the
there.
day one starter.
Yeah, it wasn't even day one starter. So,
dude, he can.
but
he's
anyway,
slinging. But yeah, I just don't know because their defenses were like they only give up 9 points a game, both of them, and I'm like, it's probably because the Big Ten's offenses are atrocious.
It's probably because they've only played 2 teams with winning records all year.
But
Right.
they're undefeated, dude. So you got who are the final undefeated teams? Michigan, Georgia, Florida State, Washington, Liberty.
Who
5.
won't even be the top G5 team because Tulane's
Tulane.
ranked ahead of them.
How?
Good
I don't
question.
know. Yeah, that's it. Right. Exactly.
Hey, shout out, by the way, speaking of Iowa, shout out to Iowa and Nebraska for covering the under on the lowest under ever recorded.
I don't know how Vegas does it. It's incredible. Lowest over-under in the history ever, 23.5, 13-10 game. Like, I don't know how they do it. I don't
In
know how they
glorious
do it.
fashion, dude, because Nebraska blocked like 2 field goals too. Did you see the dudes? Did you see the dudes that were wearing those shirts? It just said
Mm-mm.
punts, like they were
Punts.
Nebraska
Yes.
fans.
That's hilarious.
It was 2 dudes just in the stands. It just said punts across there. Phenomenal, dude. All right, conference championship weekend coming up. We got Georgia, Alabama, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma State, Florida State, and Louisville. And I'm missing one. What's the other one? Michigan and Iowa, and then App State versus Troy in Troy. Power 6, dude.
Same time as the SEC
Gonna be a good weekend.
championship.
Damn it.
I know. Like the
Good-
exact same
good thing I
time,
got
4
2
o'clock
TVs.
kick.
Good thing I got 2 TVs.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I
That's
think
definitely gonna be a dual
winner.
TV.
I think winner of Georgia, Alabama get in. Winner of Washington, Oregon get in. Florida State has to win.
Yep.
And who else? Oh, Michigan.
Michigan.
If Michigan loses, does Ohio State get in? Or does Michigan
No.
still get in?
No.
Does Michigan
State
They would.
Michigan doesn't get in? Who gets in?
Michigan does not get in if they lose to Iowa.
Then who gets
you would
in?
have whoever
Who's-
you would have the
Bama
winner
would
of
have 2
Washington,
losses.
Oregon. Georgia would be
If
in.
Texas
Texas, what Texas wins, they're in, and Florida State
Who's Texas
if
play?
they win.
Oklahoma State.
Mhm. I think
But I think things are going to get shook up, though, for sure.
they allowed
In these
TCU to
conference
be in last year.
championship.
They allowed TCU to be in last year when they lost in the conference championship. So keep that
They
in
also
mind.
put Ohio State back in too. There wasn't very good options last year. Everybody had
Yeah,
two
you have a lot
losses.
more options. Yeah, you have a lot more options here. One-loss teams,
It's gonna be wild.
and
Let's hang some.
it just depends on who wins. You know.
Yeah, you play to win the game. Hang the banners real quick. I'm hanging the banner for Liberty because they played UTEP in El Paso, and their coach Jamie Chadwell, after the game, hired a mariachi band to come in and play in the locker room after they went undefeated.
That's great.
So Google Liberty and a mariachi band, and you'll see the video. Like they're just getting down to some good old fashioned El Paso music by a mariachi band. Hang the banner, Liberty. Hang the undefeated banner.
that's
Hang the
great.
mariachi banner. Hang it up, dude. J-Vi.
I'm gonna hang the banner for the Bills for the third consecutive year playing in the game of the year. We can't quit the game of the year. We can't quit it. We always find a way in it, and we always play and lose.
All right, Butch P.
All right. Well, we got to hang the banner for our boys, App State, getting it done against Georgia Southern. Deeper than hate rivalry, deeper than hate.
Ring game.
And we hate that. I mean, oh wow.
Oh man,
Justin Tucker just missed a field goal.
bad. That was a bad kick for Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker doesn't miss those.
Man,
That
Time
looked
for
like
Herbert.
T-Bass in the rain, pouring down rain.
what a
Time
mother
for
Tucker.
Justin Herbert to hilariously lose this game. All right. Inter Squad Dad Kings Jamboree update. Butch P has 15. J-Vi has 4. These are the contests we play within our own group. DraftKings contest. Butch P has 15. J-Vi has 14. Tex is storming up the leaderboard and has 12. I think he might have 13 once everything goes through. DYLON has 9. I have 7. So I am firmly in last, but I'm coming. I picked up a few this past week. So here we go. Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for watching the show. Follow us on YouTube, the Milly Goats, Rumble, the Milly Goats, Twitter at Milly Goats, Instagram at the Milly Goats, our website, themillygoats.godaddysites.com, apparel at www.raeo.live. Go buy the Big Third Down hat. Subscribe to the show. Check out our new Spotify channel. We keep putting it out on Twitter and Instagram. I think we got it figured out now. Rate the show, review it. That always helps us out. Tell us what we can and can do better. We're coachable. We'll get coached up. Hey, Christmas time, boys. Go Niners. We got a big week. It's the Eagles. We'll see you on Wednesday. What is today? Sunday? Wednesday night. Week 13. Let's get it. Go Niners.
Go Bills. I think that's done.